I greet you warmly on this great day, an event put together by the management of the prestigious institution for Professor Simeon Ajegi, my brother from another mother. No doubt, you must have left the choice of presiding chairman to him, and that is why I today have the honor to be addressing you this morning. When he approached me and requested that I act as a chair of this ceremony, I asked him, why me? But in spite of my protestation and profuse refusal, he maintained his stand. He declined to advance any reasons for my choice. I told him I was not yet an academic. Well, in the true definition of the word, I've only just been opportune to lecture in forensic security of the continuing education which had just been introduced. So I was skeptical to come to an academic environment like this one. All of the preamble you are hearing is just that you will forgive me if I end up saying nothing here today, because I will not be coming from the academic point of view. I've known Professor Simeon Ajegi for over 30 years. In all that time, we have interacted closely enough for me to know him deeply. He disclosed to me that he had just retired from the services of the Benue State University, Makurdi. I could hardly believe him, judging by his looks. I did not know Professor Ajegi when he was at Mount St. Michael's Secondary School, Alede, a prestigious Catholic mission institution, and the highly rated Federal Government College, Sokoto, where he did his higher school certificate course. My encounter with him was brief when he graduated from the prestigious Ahmadu Bello University, Zaria, briefly, because long after I left for overseas for further studies. It was after my return to Nigeria in the late 80s that I established my hospital that we became really close. Professor Ajegi is a highly intelligent man and possesses intellectual humor. Well, perhaps this is the hallmark of all great people, of the force and character. Gradually, as we interacted, he offered me glimpses into his childhood. As it is true of most people born in that era, I inclusive, life was a bit of a strain, especially for schoolboys who had to combine schooling with farming, fishing, trading, as to be able to pay school fees. But he did not break his education because of his secondary school education and the university because of these things that I have mentioned. After his National Youth Service, he returned. He turned down many job offers at the federal level only to stop to teach at the lower levels of education system. He dabbled into politics in 1980 and 1983 and actively participated in the Nigerian People's Party. I call it Igbogolo Party. We will give explanation to that later. In 2019 general elections, he was the running mate to Dr. Frederick Ikia, who was seeking the governorship of Benue State in another political party. Professor Simeon Ajegi, however, did not find fulfillment in life until 1993, when he joined the Faculty of Economics Department of the Benue State University at its establishment that year. Thereafter, he rose like a star which had hitherto been blocked and never stopped until he reached the zenith. Professor Ajegi is always in his elements when he stands before his students and the audience to impart knowledge, deep truths and mysteries of the world that now prefers to walk on his head. We are all aware that the world is in turmoil. Chains of catastrophic events are happening all over the globe. The crisis in the Middle East, reconstructing old alliances and diplomatic and paradigm shift at the time Professor Ajegi and his contemporaries were in the university. I am sure he can recall with nostalgia the beauty of education and schooling then. Things worked then because of selfless, patriotic leadership. My question now is, why has the Nigerian state failed so irretrievably? The answer is leadership. Over time, leadership quality at all levels, political, academic, religious, traditional, cultural, has been severely degraded. The nationalism, patriotism, love, and selfish heroism, dreams, visions, and overriding goals that our leaders past exhibited and pursued have been destroyed as a result of tribalism, ethnicity, religion, nepotism that have been enthroned by the descendants of our great heroes and heroines. This tragedy did not just descend on us with crashing finality. It was a gradual, unobtrusive, and sterility. Intellectuals could be fingered for this catastrophe, for not seeing it coming. What went wrong? Where were we? Were you not conducting empirical, socioeconomic, political, scientific researches? And were you not arriving at deductions and postulations? Were your hypotheses not tested and subjected to further interrogations so as to make scientific, evidence-based conclusions for leadership? I do not want to believe that there have been compromises, collusions, and collaborations between intellectuals and the political leadership. May I humbly conclude by stating that I see you as a solution provider and urge that you academics wake up and save the country from the brink. My expectation is for the academics to sing the song of good governance to the ears of every Nigerian to hear, and even the deaf. This song, which is a process of measuring how public institutions conduct public affairs and manage public resources and guarantee the realization of human rights in a manner essentially free of abuse and corruption with due regard to rule of law. I do not know Professor Ajegi to be a great religious person who often falls under the anointing and become to speak the tongues of the angels of men. But I know him to be a great family man who practically worships his wife and children. Ladies and gentlemen, I entitle my address, "You have finished well." Indeed, Professor Simeon Ajegi, you have finished well. You achieved your dreams, a highly celebrated personality. You rose to the highest level of your profession, and like Paul of old, can now beat his chest and proudly declare, "I have fought the good fight. I have finished my course. I've kept the faith." I wish you a great life in retirement. I hope that you continue to be part of the university community, interacting with faculty and students alike, and creating positive impacts on humanity. Finally, university management, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate you all for listening so attentively to me. I wish the university's steady, continuous upward growth as you reshape Benue's destiny. Thank you very much. I appreciate you all.